Dika, Dika, hello beautiful. Lagi apa kamu? Dika, Dika, mega shoutout. Thank you. Thank you for coming in my live. Morning, 2 million viewers, shout out. Let's have coffee, guys. Hi, Mommy Bev. You are up early? Yes, I did. Let's go have coffee. Thank you, Mix, for coming. Ayan, I really appreciate that. Thank you. What are your plans for today? That usually I do clean up the house, do the laundry, um, maybe doing some grocery. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's my routine. Most of most of the day on the week. That's my routine. Yeah. Because no one's going to do anything here but me. Yeah, that's a single mom for you. Yeah. Unless my kids going to school, I have to get up very early and prepare for them, like their lunch for school, their snack for school. Um, preparing if I have to do something, before they go or anything like that. Their bag is ready, the uniform is ready or whatever like that. So yeah. But I get up early today because um I'm going to do some grocery, only a little bit of groceries and that. Because I said to myself yesterday I was going to the grocery but I didn't. So yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they can. They can, but I just still need still need the guidance, you know. Even though they know a little bit of things that they need to do, but then they still need the guidance, you know. So I make sure their uniform is ready, their food is ready, you know. So yeah, make sure they did that, all of that, you know, because you know kids sometimes they forget to do something. Sometimes their mind is flying away somewhere, you know what I mean? So yeah. So in that age, they still needs a little bit of guidance, you know. So yeah, you can't just expecting them to do everything, you know. But my my daughter is 12. um when around the house, she helps me most of the time. My 8 years old boy still working on with him, because still they do something like, you know, what they did when they were little, you know, like making a mess and stuff. And if you don't do say something, they would even not doing anything, you know. So I had to repeat it and repeat it so he get used to that. So yeah. um well, good on them. Most of the time when when they are not naughty, but when they are doing something not good or they being naughty, they will get punished. Oh, I will get their gadget away from them for a little while, you know, until they being good, you know, something like that. Maybe you can put them into a timeout, like you have to put them into a corner and they can sit down there, and then so they can think about what they did something wrong, you know, something like that. What else? Maybe I have to take it out their very favorite things, you know, so next time they won't even do anything, you know, something like that. Have you kept kids in Catholic Church in us to get um sacrament like communion and confirmation? Yes, I do. Yeah. So I will be talking to my friend or to the priest. What can I do with my daughter, because now she's 12 and she's turning 13 this year. So I might be doing something sometime this year, what the next step that she needs to do, if she needs to do some things that you said. Yeah. So being a Catholic, yes, that's what we do. When I was young, I get the belt from my father for punishment different times. Now, yes, these days you're not allowed to do that, or else you're gonna get into trouble. So there is like a punishment that you can do not to hurt them, you know, something taking out their favorite toys, gadgets. They can sit in the corner and do nothing, you know. Let's see if they want that. What else? Um, um, they're not allowed to watch TV, I suppose, or whatever like that, or watch their favorite um favorite cartoon, for example, or favorite what do you call it? Yeah, something that they usually watch, you know. So you have to be doing that. You have to compromise with them, so that way they behaving themselves, you know. Because sometimes when they behaving from school, between school and home is very different, because you are concentrating in one two kids or whatever, but because in at school they very different different environment with the kids, you know, things like that. So you have to work it out. There is things, maybe similarity, but not much, you know. So in that way, I have to do something that sometimes they do it at school that I can do at home, so they can just related it to it, you know, things like that. So yeah, because at the moment they working out with my son, right? He's 8, and what they do is they have to make them to concentrate at school, because sometimes he can't concentrate at school. So I'm always talking to him, why is it, why is this, and why is that. But it's a good thing that at school they have lots of help with the kids, you know, and be able to one on one on learning with the adults. So you know, and then they talk to him what exactly you can do. Is this what you want, you know? Maybe because it's irritating to him that it gets too much, and or sometime maybe he's annoyed because he can't do things that, you know, he's trying to think what he can do to these things, but he can't, you know, because there's nothing there, you know, up there. Sometimes probably like that, you know. Kids sometimes like that, because when I was working with childcare, sometimes I can relate with other kids and between kids and my kids, you know, something like that. But it's very different because they are different environment. You have different environment at home, because home is like how you relax more. You can just do what you want to do, you know what I mean? But when you are at school or somewhere else, it's very different, because they make you do things that you don't want to sometimes, you know, but you have to. And this is what he needs to understand. When he's at school, he has to be like, okay, you have to sit down there, listen to your teacher, whatever your teacher said, you have to do, and you don't have a choice with that, right? But if you are having a difficult on understanding some things or anything, you have to ask the teacher, the principal, or whatever help they can to give you, so you can understand, you know. Probably they can think, oh, maybe this is what I have to explain to to him, so he can understand it more, you know, something like that. So into that, we're going to get help, because this is my problem with my son. At the moment, he can't concentrate on doing the things at the class. He doesn't want to do it at all. But if he's one on one with an adult, like teacher there and him only, he will do something. He will do something because the teacher will concentrate with him, not anybody else, you know? So this is the difference, you know, different environment, different situation, you know. So it's not easy to have kids, you know, but well, you gotta have to do what you can do, and you gotta have to do your responsibility being a parent, you know. It's hard because being a single mom is you have to do everything by yourself, you know. But into that, yeah, it's not their fault, you know, because they're only kids, you know. Then you know, so into that, you know, I had to do everything, you know. And the situation is not that easy, but yeah, I am doing something, you know, just to him to improve, you know. I will do anything, you know. Maybe, you know, I'm going to get some ideas, some advice from others, and you know, so probably it can work it out with him and everything, because at the times at home, like, I'm doing live, nearly every day, and they're most of the time they're being good, they only just, because probably because it's more relaxing, like they just sit down there and mind their own business, when they're hungry, mom, I'm hungry, mom, I'm thirsty, something like that. So it's different, it's very different environment, not like at school you have to do this, you have to do that. No, you have to do this, you're being naughty and that, and you're not allowed to do this is what you have to do, things like that. So it's a new for him, you know so it's been a long time, 1 month before he came back to school. Yeah, so that's probably what happened. My kids is very in a way they're very smart, in a way, but the thing is they can't concentrate. There is something I don't understand, they cannot concentrate with something. So like I said, I will need to get help from other people and everything. That's why the other day, I had an appointment with the principal and with the counselor and everything like that, so they can give help for my son, something like that. Yes. And another thing, to pack up some lunch, snacks, and everything, they would say something like, "Oh, mom, I want that. Oh, mom, I want this," things like that. But then suddenly, like, when they go to school, some teacher said to me that they won't eat their lunch or their snacks or whatever like that. So, like, I'm very confused because, you know, he said, she said that she wanted like this, and then no, they don't want to, something like that. So some kids very strange, like my kids, so, and they thought that, oh, we don't have much food at home. I'm like, hang on, we do have food at home. Why did you tell anyone at school you don't have much food at home? Like, how I embarrassed with that thing, that when the kid said something like that, like, how I'm doing live and I have this lots of fruits, these things in here, I always cook, and things like that. And then they would say to me like, we don't have food, like, I'm very, very disappointed and sad about that, things like, I'm like, hang on, why did you say that? It's not true. Even they have to go at, even if they search in my house, we got food here, things like that. I am trying my best to give them what they want for food, because it's food, it's more important than rather than things. If it's a thing, I would just say, oh, next time, or probably one day, or things like that. Oh, we have to wait, But with food, I'm always not going to say no to them, because it's food. If they wanted it, and then it's not really it going to affect their health, well, that's okay then, something like that. So why should, so it's very confusing and very, very disappointing that you know my kids is good at home, but it comes to school, like, they're very different. Yeah, they will think like, oh, you need more food because you don't have much food. You know how embarrassed I am, like, into that. And I said to the teacher, excuse me, we do have food. Maybe my kids will tell you that we don't have food, but you can search, you can search at home if you wanted to, because they think that I don't have food. I'm like, okay, we don't have food, but I always cook, like I said, even in the live, like, hang on to that, how embarrassing is that? Like, I don't feed my kids, my own kids. I don't feed my kids. Yeah, I expecting that because, like everything that they said, it will come back to me. That's what I am talking about with them. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that, you know. Don't ever say that we don't have food at home. But sometimes when I am running off thinking because suddenly they wanted this thing, and then suddenly they didn't want it to. You know what kids like, they change their mind with food and things. And then I would just say, okay, I will just give you money so you can buy your own food at school, like in the canteen or whatever. Probably it's easier sometimes, and because they can choose what they want, really. They can't say they don't have food for school or whatever. That's why most of the time I don't want them going to school late. For like last couple of days, they are going to school very early because the class will be start at 9, but they are out at home by 10 past 8. Okay, like 8:10, right? And then there one of my kids school is just across the road, so it's easy to access. um Yeah, they won't be late, hi. And then my other kids, she has to go to high school, which is like 10 to 15 minutes walk. So that's not too far. So it's good. Yeah. So things like that. What's wrong? So yeah, that's it, how the kids. Yeah, I'm just sharing my experience with my kids. So if you're having kids, you're having difficult like me, you will understand, or you will get related to me or something like that. But probably you have an idea, you know, and because like teacher might be telling wrong things like, oh, your kids needs a therapy or something like that. Oh yeah, you have to go to the doctor to get help, things like that. But I don't get embarrassed with that because this, that's what they only think about your kids. That's what they only um the point of view, because we are having different thoughts. We are different having an idea or thinking, so into that, I'm not really, I'm very often with that because like I said, at school I don't see them every single minute, every single hours, whatever. But at home, I'm more on home because they're with me, something like that most of the time. So only what the teacher said, it's what the teacher said. You see? Because I don't see him. You see? So into that, because it's very hard that, how can I go and see him, my time is very squishy, because every single day I have to do live, to go into the live, going to study, going to do things at home, making an appointment to someone else and everything like that. So it's very just like, so it's too much. Like it's too much, it's going on at the moment. But I am still working out with that. The only thing I can do is talk, 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 talk. Or probably this is what you are interested in doing something. Why didn't you tell the teacher? Or if you can't or having difficult on understanding on things, why don't you ask the teacher or anyone else, that you can trust? If you are having a hard time to tell that, why don't you tell me? I'm your mom, you can trust on me. And then probably we were working out that, and then I can talk to the teacher, I can talk to the principal, so that way we can get along and do things that other kids usually doing and everything, something like that. So that's what I am working on with my kids. It's hard because for being like by myself doing things, a lot of things with my kids, I don't expect their dad to do something on that, all right? Because like they are all 100% care on my care, all right? 100%, because they live with me, they sleep with me or whatever like that. They do things more than their dad do. Their dad is just like, if he get a time or if he wanted to come here, he will see the kids, because that's his right, right? But the thing is, what I wanted him to do is more to concentrate with the kids. Probably it will help them too. Like, okay, for the day, I will borrow the kids, I will talk to them or whatever like that. But then sometimes their dad is not cooperating. This is what I am trying to say to the teacher. I don't know, because being an Asian, it's like I am trying my best to talk like, hang on, because the dad is not cooperating. What can I do? Something like that. Probably if they with their dad for the meantime, for the day, probably it's more different, and their whatever they do or they think in their environment, it will be changed. Okay, I don't mind on that, because that's what you have to do with the kids. So so that way, if they what do you call it, it's like with adult, but with the kids you have to slow down a little bit more. With the kids, like, if their environment is like they have to get used to it, all right? And then when they have to understand, if they are at school, it's very different as well, and different at home. So they can, some things they can apply from home to go to school, okay? And it's very different too sometimes if their dad is going to have time with them, right? Something like that. So yeah, because he's an Australian, I'm an Asian, so probably I am working out like a little bit of Asian things, a little bit of Aussie things, things like that. It's hard for me because you cannot say, oh, I'm doing something right now, but my kids is not. I can't even help my kids to do the right thing, or how am I going to make him to really to concentrate, probably he's that in the age or stage that probably he's not like into things like other kids do, because kids, it's very strange. Kids is like they're all different in some stage, you cannot just expecting the kids to do like what other kids do, because they are different. They are having different behavior thinking. They have different skills, intellectual, physical, emotional, things like that, and they got their own mind, as well. So that's probably it. Yeah, and thank you for asking about that mix. Yeah, I don't mind to share because there's a lot of people that have been difficult with taking care of their kids, but with their own, right? Like myself, being a mom with three kids, because I have four, but my one is already big enough to do something for herself, and I am very proud of her because she already finished her registered nurse. Yeah, she's graduating this coming March, and um and and I'm very very proud of her, and as well as she's already working in the aged care. Yes, so I'm very proud of her. She's very independent kid that I have. um with my son, I'm very thankful with my son. He's 18 already, and the only thing that I am very, very pleased with my kids, because they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't do drugs, they don't do anything wrong like that. Because these days, you will see kids like they are feral, they go outside and then they hanging around with their bad um friends, and then they do drunk, they do smoke and do drugs, but my kids, I'm very pleased and I'm very proud to say that my kid is not even doing that. They just only hanging around with their good friends, and then they just playing games, and then they talk to each other, and then after that he comes home safe at my house, at our house. So yeah, so I am, in a way, I am very lucky with my kids because they are good kids, but but no one's perfect anyhow, sometimes they have a little bit of naughty behavior, but not much, I can do go around with that. But with other people, maybe they don't understand that. But me, because I am the mother, of course they're my kids, I know their ups and downs and things like that, so I'm the only one who can understand more with my kids, because sometimes other people, they thinking about wrong way, other way, wrong way about your kids, like, okay, no one's perfect, but anyhow, at least my kid is not even doing anything wrong, something like that. So that's the main thing for me, and that, because that's the last thing I'm worrying about when they doing something, But yeah, I am still working on that, with my daughter. I don't have much problem with her or anything like that. Just my youngest one, probably because he's young and he's not even ready on that stage, and probably it's a big thing for him, everything, because it's like the environment is changed a lot when you go every year, when you go to the level going up, 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 like boom, like, oh, it's a big thing for me, I'm not ready for it or anything like that, probably like that. So yeah, so sometimes it's just I'm going crazy, like, oh, what am I going to do, something like that. So that's why probably it's good to talk to other people sometimes, so you get a lot of opinion, a lot of advice, what is, oh, she said this, majority they said this, majority they said that, so it's probably it's a good thing you can talk to other people, you can talk to other parents or things like that, so yeah, so the only thing that I don't like them to say, like, I don't have food, I don't have food, why, you know and one thing is, that's what happened when your kids is very fussy eater. So yeah, so yeah, that's probably what happened for the last days and days to me, with a waving hands from Sis Israel Apayo Vlog, and thank you. With a face heart from Israel Apayo Vlog. I remember when I was 10 and I was not doing well in school, he beat me up and I was black and blue for weeks. Ooh, that's not good because you can get a trauma with that, you know? It's not the good thing around way to do to kids because or else they will have trauma, you see? Tusok from Sis Israel Apayo. Thank you, Sisi Koy Israel sa Tusok. Ayan, thank you. Sis Apayo, why you keep blocking me on your channel? It's not right what you are doing. With a waving hand from Talomo. Toto Talomo, my gosh, shout out. Thank you for coming in my live. And I really appreciate that. Toto Talomo, ayan, thank you. Oh, the last time I'm having my monetization celebration, I call your name, Toto Talomo, but you're not there. So, yeah. So make sure when I'm doing my entry for if I shouted out your name, make sure you're there. Okay? Thank you. With a love from Israel Apayo Vlog. Sis Apayo, please stop blocking me from Mix. From Israel Apayo Vlog. Um, Sis Israel Apayo Vlog still there. With a face heart from Toto Talomo. That awful how type kids embarrass you by saying you have no food at home. The teacher will be skeptical of you. How now, mommy? Yes, I know. They were thinking to me like, you're they they have what do you call it? They have they have money, you have money for the kids, and then suddenly you don't have food at home, you know, even though exactly right, even though everything is going up, I still can provide for my kids, and of course, like how it this is makes me feel frustrated, me, because like I help other people and then suddenly they will just tell me that I don't feed my kids, but other people I do feed other people, and I do give other people's needs, but my kids I don't. Like it's very upsetting me because I am doing my best that will do a lot of things for my kids for their best, and then suddenly they would just like, oh, your kids tell this, tell that. Yeah, your kids, this is the wrong thing, they said kids cannot lie. How the heck you will say kids cannot lie? How can you make sure that they cannot lie about something, you see? Probably they just say that to get away from something, you see? This is the one thing too. Because for me, even I die right now, even my kids die right now, I swear to God that I don't leave my kids at home without their food. I will always make sure they get drink, they get food, they get everything they need, you know. Even though it's very hard for me because, well, because that's my responsibility being a mom, you know. But like, even though it's very, very, very hard for me because I am the only one who's doing everything for my kids, right? But I'm making sure they got everything they need for school, especially food and drinks. I don't, because like I am getting scared to get into trouble to the teacher, because if I get into trouble to the teacher, you know what they do to here? They will get your kids and they won't be even coming back. I don't hurt my kids in the other way. I don't even swear at them. I don't do anything bad to them, so they are perfectly fine, they're perfectly healthy, because if we don't have food, don't you think they will be healthy? Don't you think they will not even get sick at all because of hunger? They're telling me we don't have food, and I am very disgusted with that. So I reject that, because we do have food in here, because it's more hurtful me when they said, oh, this and this and this and that. How could you say that? It's, you don't know what this person going through, and then you can say that. You don't even just see it first, what is really happening, or they can even search at home if they wanted to, so to make sure that we do have food and everything like that. You know what I mean? So that's why it's very sad, the reality of what it is right now, because that's what they are thinking. They said kids don't lie, but kids do lie. I'm telling you now. Oh yeah. What's wrong? That's enough. You might ruin your teeth. They shouldn't have said that from Mix. They might alert social worker to check up on you, Mommy Bell. Oh, I don't care. They can check it up here because I don't hide anything. You see, I'm even in the social media, so why would I be hiding something? I'm very often. They can even check reality check on me. I don't hide anything because I'm on the social media anyway. Yeah, on live I do cook. All of that. If you are watching me, whatever like that. Third, I do, things like that. So I don't know why they have. Well, they can. Yeah, like I said, they can even check on me now and then or whatever, because yeah, because I don't hide anything. You know, I do buy food what they wanted to, things like that. So yeah, I always ask them, what do you want for dinner today? What what they want for every day or whatever like that. I am working out. You see, that's why sometimes when I go to the grocery store, I do go there a lot of times. Like in the week, I have to do 2 to 3 times in a week. You see, because my kid, some of like my youngest son is very fussy eater. You see, so I have to work it out what he wanted to have for dinner and in lunch and things like that. We have lots of cereals We have milk, we have eggs, we have things there that I can offer to him and everything, So I don't know why, you know, this I don't like them to say something there because I don't want to get into trouble. And of course, if I get into trouble, what's gonna happen? Then they will say, "Oh, you're not a good mom, to your kids because you don't make them to eat what they want, or you don't have much food, or you just don't take care of yourself, of your kids, mostly at the time like that." And then I am like, you know, but they didn't even say that to me, okay? Don't me get wrong, but I don't want to get to situation like that. That's probably that's very sad to think that it will happen to me, but I don't think so because it's been like how many years now that I've been having and take good care of my kids and bed. But uh, but but now I'm still standing for my kids. I will do my best to fight with my kids. No things about that. That's how I love my kids. I am doing everything I could, for the attention after my life. Like I said, after my life, my attention will be more on my kids as well, too. Even though I'm having someone, a relationship with someone, but I don't forget my kids, like when they breakfast, lunch, dinner, I do that. And I make sure I talk to them, like, oh, what do you need for school? What's been happening at school? Are you okay? Or anything like that, things like that. And a lot of times that I'm having time with my kids, if I go to the shop, I do bring them with me, things like that and everything. But if they don't want to go with me, that's what we find, because I have a son here that he's 18, and then he can look after his siblings now and then, some things like that. So that probably it, and things like that. And then because they're that I don't know what they're that doing right now. So what I am concentrating is what is the problem. I need to sort it out, and yeah, and I am doing everything I could just to change his perspective of everything, and things like that. So yeah. Hi, sorry I haven't been here a lot from B1112. B1112, mega love shout out. Thank you for coming. Hello, morning mom. With the love from Dance. Thank you, Dance. Thank you, Dan. So cute with the love heart. Thank you, Dance. B1112 still there. I like Dan from Praful Solanki. Frapul Solanki, Megala shout out. Thank you for coming. Exactly, it's hard to rear kids from mix, yes. Um, Frapul Salonki, ayan, thank you. Um, you're a great mother from B1112. Do you think so? But anyway, thank you for telling me that. With the love from B1112. Thank you for the love. You have to present and correct to win it. Monetization celebration from Mix. With the face heart from B1112. Be present and correct to win at monetization celebration. If not, there are time your prize will be lost. B1112, ayan, shout out. They need to be more grateful that they were boom with a mother like you with from B1112. Thank you, B1. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. At least some people appreciate me rather than they are judging you, in the other way, because they don't know really what's going on and what's been happening. So yeah, so I don't want to cry. Australian is a nanny state country. They can be very easily take kids off a parents if they feel they think something wrong. Yes. Yes, that's what my fear right now, you know, because becoming with my kids, it's like they can take away my heart away, they're my everything. So, every every parents, not only me, every parent is having problem like me, and it's very very hard for me because like I am by myself in here, and things like that. And it's not only my responsibility. It's supposed to be their dad's responsibility too, but then, it's like into this game, I'm the only one who's doing something really. Yeah, when they feel like you're doing something wrong, they can easily, and you can't do anything about it. When they said, long 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 time ago, I'm just lucky because a lot of a nurse, community nurse, long 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 time ago, they know me very well. We're even friends. Her name is Diane, and he's really a good person to me. If it's not on her, probably because somebody, they think I'm doing something wrong, something this, something that. But long, long, long time ago, I nearly lost my kids because of that person. But then, a lot of nurses said, "Oh no, I know this person. She's really good," and that, things like that. So, yeah. But like I said, they don't really take it out your kid easily. What they do is they will ask a social worker to go to your house and then search, and see what is really in the house, what's really going on, and they talk to your kids, what's really happening or whatever, and then they talk to you too as well. And then if you need more help with the kids, because it's like that, they more giving you help, you know, more help, so that you can give uh, a needs that your kids really needed to, things like that. So yeah, but we will work it out something on that. They cannot just said or they cannot just said this and said that, because it's only said, right? But the thing is, they even see what's going on really, things like that, because everything is easy to say, easy to, but what is really you can see, is what is more important, rather than he just said this, she just said that, things like that. So yeah, so it's not easy to, you know, they said, oh, it's easy to have kids there. No, 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 no. Being like me, I'm a mom, you see. Now you have, now you have to understand how being a parent, even though they have everything here, and then the perspective of their thinking is very different. They will do something, so that you can get into trouble, you know like, why me, if why me, I'm very often in the social media, and what you can see, I don't hide anything. Don't be getting upset over it from Nix. Well, well, don't get. Sometimes, the truth is, I get upset sometimes, because sometimes I don't understand why people they think something like that. I don't get upset. I don't want to cry, but Yeah, that's what I do. Even I ask them to, well, go to my house and see what you can see, you know? So that way, because receipt is one thing, right? If, you know, probably they would say, oh, it's not your receipt, or probably you just borrow it with somebody else, or, things like that. They can think that too. But but like I said, I don't care if there's a social worker coming in my house, getting in the house, see what I have here and that. So they can see really what's going on in the situation. I don't care, Like I said, they can just saying that to me because being a single mom is not easy because you do everything, you try your best, you know, and then suddenly at the end of the day you are the one who's getting into trouble, like, like we are only a person that gets tired to of doing things sometimes, but we have to. So and then suddenly that's what they are going to say or think. So for me it's a bit like it's it's like what to do, what am I have to do, it's like whatever I do is not enough, things like that. So I don't know. It's just like it's very upsetting and sad because I thought I've been to that and he's good. He's being developing and he's being good at school and everything. And then suddenly that's all. That's all I am going to, going to know. Yeah. Big or small. Well, I don't want to be ashamed, or things. I don't want to think a negative thinking about my kids because, yeah, and probably that's why I wanted to ask him again about that. Why you say that? Probably because there's a reason why he said that or things like that. So it will correct. I don't want to just like to get angry with my kids, as much as possible. I wanted to talk to them why they say that, why they do that, things like that. Why I have to get into trouble on things that I don't even do or anything like that. So, yeah. So it's hard for me because I don't want to I don't want to lose my kids at all, That's how much I love them, And that's my biggest fear probably in my life. Um because long time ago, couple of years ago, when their dad and I got separated, right? And then I just had a baby back then. Probably my youngest son was just couple of months old. Okay, and then my ex partner um, was going to somewhere far away from here, another state in here in Australia, right? Another state here in Australia. But anyway, what happened is he took our son without my knowledge. So I have to do a legal aid on that, you see? There's a lot of things that happening in my life that sometimes I don't want to go back with that. He didn't understand. Their dad didn't understand the situation. Like he said, oh, he only thinking like he's my son, I can take him whatever I wanted to because that's my right to. But here in Australia, if you took your kids to another states, it's like you are kidnapping them, even though it's your kids, you see? Because they've been here in these states for how many years? If they're staying in here for 5 years and more, you can't take it, even though you're the parents, and things like that. So what happen is if he doesn't bring him back here, he will get into trouble, he will go to jail and things like that. So what he did is, yeah, he fly back he flew back he my son flew back to come back in here, right, into a jet. They said it like a jet plane or something, um there is a person inside the plane that will assist my child because he's under on age that time, so he has to come back in here. So um yeah, he came back in here, you know but I tell you what, there's a lot of things that happen back then, like I said, being you think because you are in another country you're lucky, things like that. No, you don't know anything about a person what they are going through, you know and this thing why I wanted to separate with him, because it's hurting me a lot, you know and he he physical and emotional abused me. If you want to know on that, I'm very often, that every woman will be wanted to be a confidentiality, but then I don't want to tell you here in the social media because they might say other people, oh, he just say that, so will be other people will be feel sorry for her or anything like that. No, I just wanted to tell you this, how hard life is. It's not easy, right? Because other people, they are complaining of why my life is like this, why my life is like that. Hey, if you find out other people's problem in that, don't you think, you see, you telling you're complaining that you are having a problem like this and like that. A lot of people, every people have problems but in other ways. Okay, so like that, the most fear I have is losing my kids, you see, because since when they were little, since when with my eldest to my youngest kids, my youngest kids, I'm the one who mostly do everything for them, taking good care of them every single day. So it's hard because when you're having I don't want to blame him for everything, but this is what happened, because most of the time, most of the time I'm the only one who's doing everything for my kids, because he was just drinking. That's all he does: drinking, smoking, hanging around with a bad, you know people, you know things like that. And that time, and things like that. So that's my pretty much probably happened to me, you know not only on me, with other people as well, that having problem the same thing as mine. So you see, I'm very, very, very blind on myself, that I've been with this person for like 16 years, on and off, 16 years, because I'm giving him, a chances and chances until I get tired. And then that's it, that's it. We have to separate each other, and then when we separate, he blamed me for everything, so yeah. Yeah, to try and forget it, it's not easy just like that, because sometimes you just remember it, and then, to talk about it, what's really been happening, so people can understand why you're going through, why are you like this, why are you like that, because people, how they ask you, it's sometimes it gets too much, and that. So I don't mind saying this in the social media, so they have an idea. I don't hide anything, Like I said, they can search at home and see what's been happening here. Sorry, everyone, if I get emotional very quickly, because of what happened to me long, 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 long time ago. It just coming back the memories, that I am trying to forget, but still coming back, sometimes. 3 million, 3 million viewers shout out and 5 thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. No, anyway, I would like to share it to everyone, that even though life is not that easy, life is not that easy. We know all that. But keep fighting, as long as you know to yourself you're not doing anything wrong, keep fighting. Sometimes we do cry, sometimes we do upset and hurt, But at the end of the day, we have to do something. We have to be happy because we deserve it all, you know. 3 million viewers and 5 thumbs up. Thank you. Guys, don't forget to like and share my live. Thank you, everyone. Yes, I know life is tough, you know. That's why everyone have different situation in life, you know. Good morning, Mommy Bev from Princess Yampot. Ayan, good morning, Princess Yampot. Megala shout out. With the waving hands from Princess Yampot. Ayan, thank you, thank you. That's why probably I am like this because I do understand what is other people going through, you know, in a different situation, you know. I am trying to understand them, you know. I feel sorry for them, you know, because I've been to a tough life too long time ago. Since when we were in the Philippines and then until I came here, you know. But we're just lucky here because really on the financial, we don't have much problem on financially. But emotionally, maybe physically, you know, that's the hardest thing that you have to get through with, you know, and things like that. Because when I was in the Philippines, you know, like, how did I do? How did I get through with this all problems that I have, you know? How strong I am, you know? That time I'm very, very, very proud to myself. And then I came in here, it's very totally different, you know? In other ways it's hard, you know, even though you have the things that you can, most things that you can think about, and you don't have a financial problem, but yeah, emotionally, physically, that's your enemy, you know. Good morning po, Mommy Bev from Yam Blog. Thank you, Yam Blog. Mega like shout out. No matter how bad you dare, is always other people is worse position from mix. Yes, I know. With a face heart from Yum Blog. Thank you, Yum Blog. With a face heart and a waving hands. Anyone one growing in P has it's very tough. Yes, it's true too, mix. Good morning po from Mr. Clean. Ayan, Mr. Clean, thank you. With a waving hand from Mr. Clean, with a face heart from Mr. Clean. Ayan, thank you, Mr. Clean. Thank you for coming in my live. Ayan. Wala namang Sige, sige, Yam. Thank you, ha. Thank you for the support, Yam. Ayan, thank you. Sige, thank you, Mr. Clean. Thank you. I remember you had to eat dog in P once. Children nowadays are spoiled. They don't know how lucky they are compared to people in P. Sige, thank you, Yam Vlog. Thank you. 4 million viewers, shout out. Juanita Angeles, thank you for coming. Mommy Beb, hello. Hello to you, Juanita Angeles. Make a like shout out. I'm going to eat rice with egg and guacamole. Oh, very nice. Ayan. Enjoy your food. Eat well. I'll be right back. Ayan, thank you, Juanita Angeles. Mommy Beb, be back in bit. Just getting something to eat. Okay, Mix, thank you. 5 million viewers, shout out. Christopher S, hello. How are you? From Christopher S. Hello, shout out to you, Christopher S. Ayan, thank you for coming in my live. Yorme, Mayor, megala shout out with the waving hands. Ayan, thank you, Yorme, Mayor. Ayan, shout out. Four million viewers, shout out.
Wait, Maddie. Mom, remember when Mom said the day after yesterday, or the day before yesterday, she said this? We'll go to the shop early. Oh, just
Yorme, Mayor, still there. Ayan, thank you, Mayor. Yorme, Mayor. Thank you everyone for coming in my live. Ayan. Thank you, Yorme Mayor, Christopher S. Thank you. Mix. Ayan. We'll be coming back soon. Juanita Angeles. Be right back. Um, Yam Vlog. Thank you. Mr. Clean. Thank you, Mr. Clean. Princess Yampo. Thank you. B1. Thank you for coming. Prapul Solanki. Ayan. Thank you. Dance. Thank you. Toto Talomo, ayan, shout out. Israel Payo Vlog, Sisikoy, thank you. Ayan, thank you everyone. 3 million viewers shout out and 7 thumbs up. Don't forget to share and like my live. Thank you, everyone. Shakila, hello, Mook. Shakila, hello, ma'am. Ayan, Shakila, thank you for coming. Megala shout out. For million viewers, shout out. It's nice to meet you again because don't open YouTube anymore, mom, from Shakila. Ayan, thank you, Shakila. MRTV Adventure, mega like shout out. Thank you for coming. Tamsak, thank you for the Tamsak MRTV Adventure. Patambay dito, yes. Thank you, MRTV Adventures. Thank you, MR TV Adventure. Ayan, thank you. Shakila, thank you. Yorme Mayor, thank you. Christopher S, thank you. Mix, thank you. Juanita Angeles. Mr. Clean, thank you. Yam Vlog, thank you. Princess Yampot, thank you. B1112, thank you. Prapul Solanki, thank you. Dance, thank you. Toto Talomo, thank you. Sister Elapayo, thank you. And everyone else, thank you who came to my live. Ayan, thank you so much. Ka Angels TV, hello, thank you for coming. Tamsak tusok. Dan, ayan, thank you for the tamsak. Ka Angels TV, thank you so much. What do you do? What do you think, Mommy Bev? What do you think, Mommy Bev? What I think about what, Juanita Angeles? I am just doing something in my laptop.
What?
Shout out 3 million viewers. You never already done that. Ayan guys, I have to go. Ayan, thank you so much everyone. I have to go. Ayan, this is Mommy Bear with Kids signing off for today. Bye for now. Bye, I love you all. Take care of yourself and be safe. Thank you. I hope you continue on supporting Mommy Bear with Kids. Same channel, same time, same place. Ayan, bye-bye all. Mwah. Bye-bye.